Good morning, Walkman 45. Today I'm doing a full cold steel collection. Start off with the Range Boss. It's a pretty cool knife, a lot like the Schrade models. Let's see if I've got one handy. Schrade Old Timer. I think this is the Golden Bear. So a lot of ways pretty similar. What I like about this is the lanyard hole, which I'm a big fan of, and it's got a solid snap liner lock. Let's see, SK5. I also put on a thumb stud that I got off of Amazon, and I also put a few of these on my two Buck 110s. Just to have another option in case I need one hand, because I do a lot of kind of carpentry, handyman work, so sometimes I need just one hand opening if I'm carrying this. It's got a synthetic handle. You guys know what these are. Put on a antler bead. Sweet knife. Picked this up as a gift from a buddy. God bless Texas. All right. Next up is probably the nicest cold steel I have. This is the 8010 G10 S35 VN. I like that it comes with a lanyard hole, of course. Pretty basic, down and dirty folder. This thing is a beast. Very smooth. The jimping on the top is nice. Even got a couple on the blade. The thumb stud is a little sharp without wearing gloves. But then again, if you're the dog sneezing, if you're wearing gloves, it's perfect. What can I say that you guys haven't already heard? It's a bruiser badass knife. Pretty heavy. I'm not gonna weigh it. I'll do like a more in-depth on probably each of these, or I'll group them together at some point, but there's a handful of knives, so it's gonna take me a while to get through this as it is. But yeah, I really like it. It's pretty heavy, very smooth. It's an awesome knife. All right. The big brother, the Max Scout. I don't really like carrying this. It's so heavy. And the blade is pretty short if you look at it next to the Range Boss. It's just like a very wide blade, pretty fat, pretty thick, and the back spring is chunky boy. And then it's got the, I think these are aluminum liners. And this isn't G10, this is some sort of like Creighton plastic. It's very grippy. It's an awesome knife. OS 10. It's a great knife. It's just, man, this thing is heavy. All right. Next up, Range Boss. So this is the only one of these I have. Super light. It's got 4116. No idea what that is. Excellent grip. Thin, no liners. I believe this is the Demco lock. So this is just a no-nonsense, a lot like a Case folding Hunter single blade, but it's got the back lock, it's got plastic scales, And again, yeah, you put it next to the 4max. It's the same length, you know, and it probably weighs a quarter as much. So I've got two of these tie lights. I've got the S35 version, and I'll show you the, geez, this is so hard on camera. So this is the cheapo version with the dagger point. Very smooth. As you can see, liners on both sides, right? The S35 version has the G10 and S35 VN blade. I love the blade. Love that kind of buoy, clip point, deep swedge. I really like the blade. That's why I got it. The problem is it only has one liner. I don't really get why they did that. Oh, and then like it was super hard to unlock, so I hogged this out, kind of like a choil, deeper choil, because it was just difficult to unlock. And it's still pretty, I mean, I can do it, but I mean, you can see what it does to my thumb. So, you know, it was on sale, Midway USA. So definitely worth getting. But geez, this thing is a monster. Look at this. Here's it next to the 8010. I mean, the handle is just so long. It's like a two-handed folder. It's ridiculous. But overall, I like it a lot. I really enjoy Cold Steel's OD Green. Alright, so this one's an oldie. This was my first Cold Steel. This is the Scimitar. Made in Japan. Liner lock. Oh, the other cool thing, I know a lot of you guys know this, what Lynn did was he bent over the liner lock on these. So it's not just like most like Emerson's just have this piece of steel that's straight. So what he did was, you know, it's oversized on this end, and then he bent it over to the left so that it interfaces with this flat part and then the bent part. Same on this one. So I actually carried this into war when I was in the Marine Corps. I had this in my right front pocket, and I was doing some sort of training in Kuwait leading up to the invasion of Iraq in 2003, and it fell out of my pocket in the desert, and there were other Marine units around. So I realized that pretty shortly after I lost it, and I just went like, I went literally from Marine to Marine in the adjoining units that were in the area, and I eventually found a guy who found the thing and was honest enough to give it back to me. So yeah, this thing got lost in Kuwait, and I found it and then took it into Iraq. One of my favorite Cold Steels because of nostalgia. Design-wise, pretty good. This is, you know, the old school Creighton, kind of crappy, but you know, a lot of pocket time with this guy. Still a neat design, pretty unique. And yeah, Kuwait, Iraq, and back. Usually when I find a model I really enjoy, I'll buy 2 of them. This is just going to be a one and done though, because I like it more for nostalgia than EDC design. As you can see, it's pretty fat. Cool knife. Alright. Next up, I've shown a couple of these before, so I'll just crank them out quick. This is the SRK in orange 3V. Awesome blade, covered in grease. You know, probably the most realistically useful cold steel. Probably even the SRK-C, the compact, is even better. Got that rubbery handle. I like taking this out in the woods because if for some stupid reason I lose it, it'll easily be found. Wonderful knife. Alright, I picked this guy up off Amazon. This is the Kyoto 1. CR13 MOV. Pretty short. You know, you could like put this appendix carry, small at the back, or you know, 3 o'clock. I don't know, maybe 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock type of thing. It's got the. I think this is an American tanto, right? Because a traditional Japanese tanto is more rounded. But a sweet knife, pretty rubbery, rubber handle, and it's small, but again, extra large hand, and good little knife. I think it was, you know, it's certainly under $50. All right, I've shown this a bunch of times. Again, one of my favorite knives. This is the Cold Steel Trailmasters VG1 Sanmai. In Japan, you can see the, I don't know if we can see it, but you can kind of see the 2 different steels meeting here. It's basically sandwiched, so the inside is softer than the out. I just added hockey tape to the Creighton handle. And another very old school knife I have here is the Bushman. I think I got this in the 90s. You know, it's basically just a piece of like, I don't know, spring steel, and then they fold it over and weld it for the handle, you know, and I guess you could I've played around with sticking, you know, survival stuff in there, but you really need to, you'd have to like stick a cork or something in here to hold this shut. But pretty sweet little knife, nice little beater. You know, you can also put this on like a some sort of pole or a stick, that you know, a branch or a sapling that you cut in the woods, and make a spear out of it. I think that was the marketing hype. Alright. So, I don't think I got these all. Alright, Walking Man 45 out.